Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about ListNode. So ListNode is, as you can see here, our simple class here. It has two different elements to it. So if we take a look here, we see that we have a what do you call it, piece of data right there, and then we have what's called a reference here. You notice that this type here is actually the same as our class type, okay? And then it's going to be pointing to the next list node. So over here, we'll create an object. We're going to have yet another list node, and then it's going to have a piece of data here, okay, like that. And then it's going to be pointing to wherever, and say wherever it ends, there'll be a null there, okay? So let's go ahead and clear this here. So let's see, how do we clear screen draw? Ooh, there we go. We just cleared it. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire up our interactions here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say A, we'll create list node A equals a new list node. All right, so you can see it popped up. Woohoo! Look at this here. We got a new list node here, and let's take a look at it and drag it over there. And you can see by default it put in the value there. So let's just take A and make its value equal to 3. Okay, so and it looks like that did not work there. So and what happened there? We have it's not A dot value, it's A dot data equals 3. Okay, and now let's make a new list node that connects to this A. Okay, so now we're going to have A dot next, and you notice here that we have next right. Let's see, let's just go right here. We have next. Whoop, looks like we got the different marker there. That's the next right there. So we're going to make it point to yet another list node here. And so we'll make A dot next. Oop, go back to turn off screen draw here. Equals a new list node. And now what happens, you can see it has another new list node, and then we're going to say A dot next dot data is equal to 7. So it changes to 7. And now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to add yet another node, a third node to it. We're going to say A dot next equals to 12. Oh, no, it's actually going to be a new list node before we do that there. And now you see that we have a third list node, and we're going to make that into now the we're going to change the data to that there, that third list node there, to a value equal to 12. And looks like here, let's see, A dot data. I keep on making it value. It should be really data here. Okay, so it's 12 there, and what we can do here is we can make that list node current is equal to A, right? And now what happens here is when you take a look at this, you can see that we have our list node here, and current is actually pointing to the same thing there as A. And now what happens is they're actually the same. It's not a copy, it's just a complete, just a reference to the same thing. So now let's just say A is equal, or current is equal to A dot next. And you can see we walk down the list here. And let's just do the same thing here. Or actually, let's just take a look here and say, let's do a print. So if we take a look at the current, so let's look here, this one right here, so that's current dot data right there is 7. Okay, and let's go ahead right down here and print that. So now we'll say system. So system dot out dot println do current dot data. Oh, that it's actually, yeah, it is data. Yep. And we got there. We can see that we've got the 7 there. And once again, we're going to actually go ahead now and make current equal to A dot next. And let's see here. Why did it change there? It's actually, it should be current is equal to current.next. So now we'll say current.next. Okay, and there we go. Now you can see the current is like walking along this here. And what we have is we still have our original list intact, and now we can actually manipulate each of these here. And now when we look at current.data, we print it out, it's 12. This value that we have right here. You can see the 12 there. So we get that. The 12, and then of course the 12 printed out right there. And so now here's an interesting thing. Let's say that we want to, let's just delete current. So we'll just say current is equal to null. Okay, so now it nukes it there. Current is gone. You can see it is deleted there. And actually we could even delete the selected item there, delete it from there, and so our original list is still intact. Now watch this here. We're going to actually take the 7 here. Okay, so let's take a look at 7, and you can see the 7 is actually in the middle. Oop, draw. Let's see here. We said draw. Let's go here and get a marker. There's a 7, and so the 3 is linked to the 7, and then the 7 is linked to the 12. Okay. So what we can do is we can actually say, oh, instead of having this 3 linked to the 7 here, we can actually point it to here. Okay. So what happens here is this node right here, its next will be equal to the next. So this is next here. Okay, and then next again. Okay, so now we're going to go down here and type it in right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of our pin. Now we'll say that a.next is equal to a.next. And now we'll watch the 7 disappear. And there it just deleted that node in the middle. So you can see we can manipulate this here. Let's say that we want to put a node in the middle there. So now what we can do is we can say, oh, let's do a new node. So the new node is going to be b list node b equals new node, or new list node. All right, and now we're going to say is b dot data is equal to 37. Okay, and now what happens, we're going to say that we're going to say b dot next, because what happens here is we have to link it to this node number 12. Okay, so what happens is if you cut the threads on all this here, we're going to take b right here, and we're going to actually point it to it's next to the 12. Okay, and then what happens is then the b node, let's actually bring the b node over right here, so that's b. Okay, let's go back to our screen draw here. Go right here. So first of all, what we have to do here is we have to say, oh, it's next, like this right here, goes there, and then what happens here is that now we take this next here for A, and we point it like that there. Okay, and so it happens that that'll put that new list node right there on A, and then we can actually delete B. Okay, so B dot next is equal to, let's remove our screen draw here, A dot next equal to A dot next. Okay, now you see it's linked to the 12 there. And now we're going to say here is A dot next is equal to B. And now that's going to actually take this here and then link that to right there. Now I know it looks like that we have the 12 here, but really this 12 here is the same as this 12 right there. Okay, so it's sort of a an illusion. And so now let's go ahead and execute that there. And now you can see we entered that node in the middle. And you can see now what we have, oh, and let's just make here b equal to null. So we're essentially deleting it. That would be the same as actually going here and delete the selected item here. Okay, so well, let's actually just delete there. And now we'll remove it there. So remove, and now you can see that A is here intact. So we use these here to chain them together. The one thing is, if you want to delete the entire node, it's basically all you have to do is say here A is equal to null. Okay, and then all of a sudden you notice like, oh wow, look, everything disappeared. So it's like the threads are holding on to it. So if we just have a single line of thread that is holding on to this front node, we're okay. But if we cut all the threads to it, then all of a sudden it disappears. It basically gets collected by the garbage collector. All right, well, that's introduction video to linked lists.